Well, the thing with the pink-haired individual did well, and algorithm slave, here we go. Okay, so not doing that because slavery is illegal. So, take that. Aw, lost myself in my own argument. You won to yourself in your own argument. Oh. Anyway, the eyes. Glowing, that's bioluminescent chemicals. But the shape, that unnatural shape of a heart. Pretty sure she got that. Now, yes, they are canonically considered a she. Anyway, now that this has gotten out of the way and I can use a politically correct term to not aggravate the individuals that go by that in the 3D porn series about multi-Pringles can sized penis having cat girls curing people by intercourse. Dear God, imagine trying to explain this to someone that just doesn't know what you're talking about. And even if they've seen my series, would they know what you're talking about? Ow. Ow, that hurt. But, the eyes. Well, it is a more complex shape than a circle, but just because it's in a shape, that if you're zooming it out by having points where certain cells contract in order to open it and expand in order to close it, well, just look at the pupil of a cat. They will become more round as they get bigger. Not only is a circle the shape that has the most area per the amount of space it going off of the area. So, it is the most surface area intense shape per perimeter. Or is it per the area of a surface it's on? Except when you're using units, that is. Because then there's wasted space, and that goes to the hexagons. But if you're not working in units, then if you want to get the most surface area to have light going into it, then go with a circle. Now, keeping the shape of the eye as it changes size would be difficult. And you know what? That's correct. But who knows how these cells are arranged and layered? It could have some mechanisms similar to transformers that allow for stuff to fold out or pull out so that it can keep the shape. But we don't exactly have a microscope and a heart-shaped eye. And no, don't expect me to get one. It's not like I have access to that. Okay, we got the eye shape. Standard mechanisms in conventional eyes are just pulling it, and if it still has issues with dilation and whatever the opposite of that is, then it can have some sort of layering or folding shenanigans going on. Now for the penis. That would be half or more of the blood supply to the entire body. Honestly, it might be more like 75%, but I'm not good at eyeballing the amount of blood that's used to fill in a penis and then make a ratio between that and how much blood is left in the rest of the body. But the point is, it's got a lot of blood, assuming it is filled up with blood. Now, if it was filled up with gas, well, the human body's already naturally got methane creation, and creating gas specifically for this wouldn't be too hard. So, there is that. This application uses third-party services to help us with performance and popular titles. Users may also have their data privately collected so parents may see what their children are watching. Please scan the QR code through your mobile device to read full version of our privacy policy online. Kappa certified. YouTube got involved with Kappa. Watch. It does use third-party services to help determine app performance, but this ain't one of them, so... And yes, it's the stuff with kids shows on it. Okay, I don't really know for sure what happened there, but I'm pretty sure what just happened it wasn't supposed to. But what gases could be in there? Specific gases. First off, there's methane. It can't be helium because rocks, and I think it takes a while, but let's ignore that whole time thing for helium. Yeah, that comes from bacteria that have done some stuff in the rocks, if I remember correctly. Yeah, no, that bacteria is not making its way into the surface and injecting that thing full of helium. No, just know that's logistics issues, it's not morals. It's just how would you even, and it's also not got any properties that make it lighter than air, going off of how it doesn't stay up. It's like a normal erection in terms of structure and rigidity. And if it sinks, then it would have to be heavier than air, right? Well, literally no substance in the human body, except for technically helium and oxygen and any other gases, are lighter than air. Those are the only ones lighter than air, the gases. It's the structure of the organ that determines this, but we see that it has enough bend to not kill or come out the mouth of, well, it doesn't come out of the mouth of the human participant or kill them, at least from what we see, and no blood came out of anywhere. So, it has to have some bend, like a semi, which actually might be how the Nyakunis could get away with anal at their extreme size without causing any bodily damage to a anatomically real-world human. It's part soft, part hard, so then when it goes in, it can still get around the bends. And, yeah, it'll keep that shape even if the body continues pumping blood. And, well, it's not gonna get entirely full, assuming that the functions of that particular organ are, structures and filling functions are what could be considered normal. But on an upscale and veinier, wait a minute, the gas would bulge, so that would explain the veininess, but then again, so would fluid. So would muscle. They don't have muscle in there. So it has to be gas. They could just be filling it up with the atmosphere. Like breathing it in with the lungs, and then it sort of gets shoveled into there. Before you say that they can't have enough strength to do that, open your mouth, trap some air on the roof of your mouth in between your tongue, and press on it with your tongue for 30 seconds, and that should be enough time for the air to compress. And it will not only, it will feel hot when it comes out, and yeah, that's because you compressed the air with your tongue. That's not even the strongest muscle in terms of actual force or pound for pound force. I say actual force because 10 pounds of movement, 10 pounds of force per every 1 pound of muscle would give you, 10 pounds in a 1 pound, thing of muscle. 10 pounds of force in 10 screwed it up. If this 1 pound of muscle is put on a scale and zapped, it can exert 10 pounds of force. And it is 1 pound of total muscle because it's on a scale. And we can determine it to be that. And if it's too heavy, cut off some material, snip some off, shave if you need to. Use sandpaper to shave it off, whatever grit you need for sandpaper. And, this 1 pound will exert 10 pounds of force. But let's say we have a 200-pound slab of meat we got from a blue whale carcass that happened to wash ashore. And this 200 pounds of meat might only have, let's say, 2 pounds of force for every 1 pound of muscle measured out on the same scale that we used for our mystery muscle. Now, the mystery muscle is stronger by weight, by 8 pounds of force per pound of muscle, but this slab of meat we took from that whale at 2 pounds of force per every 1 pound of muscle is 400 pounds of force. You're getting a lot more bang with the whale meat, but you're getting more bang for your buck with the mystery meat. Muscle is meat, by the way. Don't do anything in the comments saying that I said meat in this scenario, but also said muscle. Muscle is a kind of meat. Yeah, so the whale meat has more total force for, let's say, pounding a railroad spike into the ground. But the mystery meat has more pounds per pound for slamming this thing into the ground. This thing being the railroad spike. Except in our scenario, we're dealing with muscle. And, the masseter has the highest pound exertion versus pound of total